In inviting you to this occasion, it was the objective of the trustees that we should honor the magnanimity of all our donors and the dedication of all our volunteers. This gathering today represents guests from 15 different countries. I'm very pleased to inform Your Highness that as a result of this outpouring of generosity, we have not been only successful in doubling our endowment, thereby hopefully sooner than expected spend in a sustainable manner the income from this endowment, but they gave more than that so that new capital programs beyond what was expected, even in a 10-year time frame of the Medical Center Committee, has been achieved well ahead of time. The most important part of this campaign to us, and which we are very happy to report tonight, was the manner in which the donors gave of themselves and the way they committed to this philanthropy, because they committed by and large through an understanding, an intellectual understanding of the objectives of the university that Your Highness has established.
Members of the Board of Trustees of the Arkan University, donors, and volunteers. This is a day of considerable happiness and joy for me. And I want to share with you this evening some of the reasons why today is such a significant day in my life, inshallah, in your lives, inshallah, in the lives of the Muslim Ummah, indeed, of the aspirations which we share for the future. If you reflect upon the time in which we are living through a unique time in history where mutation is rapid, where search for direction is omnipresent in all societies, where the Muslim Ummah is seeking its position in the community of nations, where young people are asking themselves, what should we believe in? What are the ethics which should be ours? How should we reflect on our future and the discipline and the aspirations that will guide us in our lives? I looked at higher education in the Muslim world, and the picture that I saw was very sad indeed. Higher education in the Muslim world has been eroded decade after decade after decade. And yet, if you compare that erosion with the great times of Muslim history, what do you find? Those great times were predicated on knowledge, on the knowledge which is concentrated in places of learning in the Muslim world. When you make that comparison, you can immediately understand why the concept of a university of quality in an important Muslim country with whom we have such historic relations appeared to me a unique and highly desirable objective with which all of us could associate in this generation and in future generations. In thinking about the development of this institution, there were many questions that had to be asked and had to be answered. But first of all was the willingness of Pakistan, the willingness of the Jamaat, the willingness of academics and intellectuals to come together around a concept, the concept of building a strong institution of learning and of research in the Muslim world, serving the Muslim world, and even serving one day, inshallah, further afield. I was immensely happy to find that the answers to those questions were affirmative from the government of Pakistan, from the academics and people of learning, from the Muslim world and from outside the Muslim world, and from the Jamaat, who for centuries has had a special relationship between faith and intellect. And therefore, this aspiration, this hope, this prayer became reality in my mind. And when I look to the future, I say to myself that this institution might, inshallah, over the decades ahead, with support and wisdom and hope and prayer, achieve the goals that have been set for it. Because we are living in a time of vacuum. We are living in a time of search. And I do not believe that it is wealth or military power that will bring the Muslim world back to what you and other Muslims and I aspire for it to be. What will bring it back? Only one thing: the quality and the capability of the people of the Muslim world. That is what will bring it back. And if in some small way you and I can contribute to this objective, then I think we and future generations will have made a small contribution to bringing the Muslim world back to a position of standing and respect and esteem in the community of nations, which I think we deserve. It is my hope that during the decades ahead, the Arkan University, which is a small and a young university, will nonetheless succeed in educating leadership, and that this leadership will have a genuine, significant impact in the quality of life of Muslims in the Ummah and those who wish to benefit from it outside. This is my hope. The generosity which you have shown is absolutely remarkable. And I want you to be aware that I look at that generosity not only with admiration, but frankly with amazement. Because it comes at a time in the world economic situation where you have lived through severe recession, when each and every one of you at some time in recent years has lived through economic constraint, where you have certainly asked yourselves, what is the economic future ahead of us? And that is true of practically every part of the world where murids and others have donated from today. So the generosity is not to be seen against an expansionist economic time of wealth and prosperity. It is to be seen against a time of concern, instability, and worry. And that is why I can say tonight with such happiness how much I admire your generosity in this institution. There is a provost of a very famous university, I will not say which one, who not very long ago wrote a book about his university. And it is a great university with a Faculty of Arts and Sciences, an undergraduate Faculty of Arts and Sciences, and a number of graduate schools. And the question he asked was, who owns this university? And the answer he gave was the undergraduates. And he then went on to explain why the undergraduates owned that university. Tonight, I dedicate the Arkan University to you. For the support that you have given it, for the understanding with which you sustain it, and for the hope that you and I, all of us, share for its future. But I want to say how grateful I am for the really meaningful and beautiful gifts that you have given me. They will stay with me and remind me of 10 years, the first 10 years of this university, and the shared hopes and aspirations that we have for it. To all of you, I convey my deep, deep gratitude for your putting this institution on stable foundations and enabling it to grow much faster than I had expected at a time of immense need in the Muslim world and in Pakistan. What you have done is enable this institution to move ahead infinitely faster than the trustees or I had ever hoped for. And that is a most magnificent gift that you have made to all those who will go through this institution and serve it in the years ahead. I convey to you my deep, deep gratitude, and I hope that you and future generations, every time a graduate of the Arkan University performs well, will say to yourselves, I had some participation in that young man or that young woman's success. Thank you.